to seek what we believe in, humility to accept the combined decisions of others, patience, good humour at all times, tolerance and courtesy while working in the best interests of our community. Kia ora tātou and welcome everybody here today. We have first of all apologies. I've received an apology for lateness from Councillor Shane Henderson. Are there any other apologies? Councillor Collins?
Councillor Bartley, who was unwell and has just let me know. Thanks.
Okay, sorry to hear that.
Your Worship,
Right.
Councillor Henderson's on council business.
On council business, so that's absence on lateness because of council business, and Josephine Bartley, who was ill. Are there any other apologies, Councillor Filipaina?
Your Worship, there's also on council business, hopefully leaving by 3:30 to attend a farewell for one of the staff members who's basically leaving, but 48 years in council.
I know the person concerned.
And so
please pass on my best wishes to him. He's been a feature of Manukau for as long as I can remember.
No, that's Ross.
Oh,
This is John D.
Well, I know him too, so
Yeah.
both
Okay,
of them.
will do.
They're
Thank you.
both long-standing and very good members of our council team. Okay, so the apology for absence, for lateness and for early departure. So I'll move that way. Have I got a seconder? Seconder, Councillor Paul Young. All those in favour, please say aye. To the contrary, no. Carried. We also need to approve attendance by electronic link. Councillors Chris Fletcher and Councillor Richard Hills. I will move that way. Do I have a seconder for that? Councillor Wayne Walker. All those in favour, please say aye. To the contrary, no. Carried. Declaration of interest. Is there any councillor or councillors that have an interest they need to declare that pertains to the business on the agenda today? Thank you. So we come to minutes. We have two sets of minutes for confirmation, the 28th of May 2020 and the 9th of June 2020, the extraordinary meeting. I'll move that we accept those minutes as a true and correct record. It's been seconded by Councillor Casey. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. Carried. Councillors, we've got a very long agenda today. I actually counted the pages in the documents. It's 480 pages. So I will make the request that when you're speaking or asking questions, if you can try to be as precise and concise as possible. I should just mention that today, of course, on our agenda, we have a major focus on water. I awoke in the early hours of this morning to the sound of rain drumming on my roof, and I live close to the Hunuas. And the good news is that our lake levels in the last 24 hours have gone up by over 2% to 47%. The other good news is that with the constraints we've put on water use, we have been running at 8% below normal demand for our water. So the campaign has been understood and appreciated by the public and by industry who are cooperating to make sure we conserve water as much as possible. That is the good news. The bad news is that the long-term weather forecast that came out yesterday indicates that after the driest summer and autumn on record, we will also have through spring lower than average rainfall. So let's applaud the fact that we have had some short-term rain, but let's acknowledge the fact that the long-term forecast is for a continuation of significantly drier than usual conditions. Right, now it's not on the agenda, but not on the formal agenda, but this is of course the last meeting of the governing body attended by our Chief Executive Officer, Stephen Town, and it would not be appropriate not to mark this particular occasion. So I understand that we have some people from our staffing side that would like to pay a brief tribute to Stephen, and I think they are coming forward now. And if I could welcome the Kia Puawai recruits who wish to acknowledge Stephen with some waiata and some brief comments. So I think this is going to be led by Lorraine Tahitahi. Lorraine, at that end. So I will pass over to you at this point, and thank you very much.
Hello, Stephen. My name's Lorraine Tahitahi. I'm not sure if you'll remember me, but I was from the first intake of Kia Puawai over 2 years ago. I'm just here to thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to change my life for a better future for me and my children. Since then, my life has given my children aspirations for a better future. We would like to sing you a song that we sing, that all of our Kia Puawai groups sing. Thank you, Te Rōpū.
O te rōpū tēnei, horo mona, e mihi nei, e tangi nei, ki a koutou katoa. Kia ora e ngā iwi, haere haere mai, puri ti a tō mana, langa tira tanga. Ko te rōpū tēnei, horo mona, e mihi nei, e tangi nei, ki a koutou katoa. Kia ora e ngā iwi, haere haere mai, puri ti a tō mana, rangatira tanga. Puri ti a tō mana, rangatira tanga.
Kia ora. Thank you very much. That was very beautiful. If I can now ask Lavinia Rongo to... Sorry, something...
Ruan. Talofa
Right,
and good
thank you.
morning. I bring with you the well wishes from Solomon Group and Aspire 2 Group. Unfortunately, and apologies that Lynette Donohoe, our CEO, could not be here this morning. Stephen, we wanted to come and personally thank you and acknowledge you for your leadership and commitment, as well as Auckland Council, for the Kia Puawai program. So the Kia Puawai program is a partnership that we have with Auckland Council and Solomon Group, as well as the Ministry of Social Development, that supports people that are unemployed and are looking to connect to work within the contact centre of Auckland Council. So we have had 79 people go through the program, 67 of them have been employed in Auckland Council throughout the various divisions. So Stephen, we want to thank you and really acknowledge your commitment and leadership. And also we want to present to you a taonga that we'd like for you to take away, but also just the fond memories that you have left behind, I guess, just the impact with regards to the many lives, the many families within our communities that the Kia Puawai program has actually supported and have helped. So we wish you well in your next journey. And as the ladies finish giving you the gifts, we're going to farewell with a Pasifika song that says, please do not forget Auckland Council. Please continue to work in such partnerships that gives the opportunity for all of our people to connect to employment. Whakatei lava, thank you.
Goodbye, my Felani, Tasi Lua. Goodbye, my Felani, Olea etea. I fall out in le pasa, le li e pulei meleke, nei ngalo Auckland Council, siata ele, I mana tua mai pea, le au
Whawhatai Lava, thank you. That equally was a truly beautiful tribute to you, Stephen. And it's going to be a bit prosaic just to say a few words now on behalf of all of the councillors here. I'm not going to sing, that you'll be very grateful for that, or anybody that's heard me sing would be very grateful for that. This occasion marks the end of 6.5 years of service by Stephen Town to not only Auckland Council, but to Auckland itself, its people and its communities. And it is a sad occasion, Stephen, to be farewelling you. You have been an incredible influence on this council, taking over just a few short years after the council was formed with the amalgamation in 2010, and taking this council through a period of maturing and a period of developing professionalism. And in one of the papers that we refer to today, there is a fitting tribute from the Office of the Auditor General about the professionalism of Auckland Council. And for that tribute, which is pretty rare from the Office of the Auditor General, we have you to thank for the way in which you've guided and directed this council over many years. I think it's testimony to how you have conducted yourself that you have earned the respect and the love of the staff that you work with and the respect of every councillor around this table here today. There's a lot of things we could say about Stephen, but one comment that I've heard made about him many times uses the word unflappable. And when I considered it, Stephen, I don't think in the 3.5 years that I've been here, I've ever seen you angry. And actually, I don't know that I've ever seen you excited either. This is Stephen being excited right now. It's a quiet smile and of some satisfaction. One thing I think we could all learn from you is that the way that you've contributed to this body is that you don't speak unless you have something to say. That's a lesson for all of us around this table. Please think about it later on in the proceedings. That also that you understand the political environment that we work in, but you are not political yourself. You serve this body impartially and you listen and take heed of everyone that sits around this table. We're losing you, but the New Zealand Institute of Skills and Technology are gaining you, and the integrity, the leadership and the competence that you have shown around this council, you will now transfer to that new institute that has a vital role to play, and you will get to serve not simply the people of Auckland, but the people of New Zealand. So from me, on behalf of everybody here, a big thank you for your contribution and our very best wishes for the new challenges that you'll face at the Institute of Skills and Technology and for your future life. And we also have a small taonga contributed to by everyone around this table that I would like to present you in gratitude for your service. Thank you, Stephen. And much as Stephen may not welcome it, there's a card too, signed by everybody, that he will welcome that. I'm going to ask you just to say a few words of farewell at the start of your last meeting.
Kia ora tātou katoa. Thank you, Mayor Phil. It has been an interesting ride working in Tāmaki and trying to make this a better place for the people that live here and the people that visit. I would just like to thank all of my colleagues, most of whom are behind me and over there. You can't do anything in this role if you try to do it by yourself. So this is about the we, and this has been a great we. I think we have done good things for Tāmaki, and we have made it a better place, and we've done that together. And I would just encourage you all to keep doing that and to find ways to work well together, to be cohesive and to take Tāmaki Makaurau forward in the best possible way that we can. It's been a huge privilege to do this role, to undertake this role. Make no mistake, there's not a lot of fun or downtime. So you've got to make your fun where you can, and that usually happens in private, fortunately. And I just urge you all to keep going. The Super City is in a good place. We've just started weathering another storm. Now it's a drought. These challenges will keep coming. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And I wish you all the best in facing those challenges together and making this a better place for everyone. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. And of course, we welcome Patricia Reid to her role as acting CEO, and she bears the burden for some time to come of that Stephen has relinquished. Reverting to the agenda now, petitions, there are none. Public input, I have received one request which I've accepted from Waikato Tainui, and I think they're present now. If I can ask Rahui Papa and Rukumoana Schaafhausen to come to the table. And I'll ask Otene to give a formal welcome.